on this, what's today? Wacky Wednesday? You already know we at work decided to hop on, chop it up with the individual, see what the talk of the town. It's going down. The one in the curve, you heard me. Let me just set this up right here real quick. Whoops. Alrighty. Move this on here. And safety. I don't know why YouTube always puts this shit. What's good? You already know here in Southern California, it is a nice warm day today. You know, not too hot. You know, perfect day to be enjoying yourself. But some of us, you know, we got to be grinding, working. Whoopsie. Now, for those who are curious, I did put a new video on this channel, right? If you guys want to scope that out. Hey, what's going on like in Dashpool? Was good, was good. Whoopsie. All right. So move this. Just moving some stuff out of the way. Then we can see shit better. I had such a busy entire week. We had so much rain the past few days. It seems like you guys are always stuck in the rain, bro. But I feel you, though. I feel you. When the fucking week be like hectic with so much shit to do, man. Oh, gracias. I appreciate that. Yeah, you see a lot of goofiness on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I was just watching this channel had uploaded this video about supposedly Ice Cube testified at Diddy's trial, but you can obviously tell that the video is fake because of the, like, clearly the person that's talking about the video has absolutely no idea of the understandings of how courtrooms actually work. They did it like a video, like a movie, like a TV show. That Ice Cube just, like, you know, he kicked the doors open and he just walked in and had folders and he just started speaking and the judge was like, you know, cool, yeah. Because people could do that. They could just kick the doors open of a courtroom and just start speaking and the judge allows it. Like, what the fuck? This ain't no law and order. Like, wow. Like, you just really gonna put this shit out there with no shame, huh? Like, bro, need to stop watching TV. Real. Some big bad ass. Hey, you're good, carnal. Ya sabes, carnal. Wee-wees. What's crying like an angel? Mr. Paz is definitely up in the casa for the raza. Yeah, what do we got? Well, I don't know. I'm not psychic, but if it ever does happen, it is what it is. You think your boy still hates on Capone because of how he dresses and his persona? I don't know, bro. You know, he could potentially rub him the wrong way. I don't know. You know, just people are different, right? Like, but like, as to think that they're still dressing that way because they're trying to play a part is also people can also say that that's true, right? Because they actually don't know if that's the case or if the individual just that's his estilo, right? So because then if not, then that's assumptions, right? And assumptions are never facts, right? But it could be he could just have like a vendetta against him. Understandable, right? Because of all the drama that happened between them. So he used to beef it with him, and I'm familiar with that whole desmadre. Gracias, I appreciate that, my boy. But that's just never been my thing, no. No, but yeah, the whole Elboy situation, like, I can understand why he would still feel some type of way, you know, even though it's, you know, years later, right? For those who are curious, go check out the interview that Elboy did on, um, what channel was it that he did the interview on? I know he did one on Cam Capone. Lady Pink's talking reckless. Yeah, I don't know. There's some people I don't understand why they do what they do. The food community. Then no matter how many decades go by, some people never forget nothing. Yeah, there's some people, bro, that would hold grudges to like the end of time, to the day that they fucking, leave this planet. Hi, ho there. Yeah, okay. Wait, was it on Fool's Community? Oh yeah. I think it was, huh? I remember the Cam Capone one, or maybe I got them confused. Are you down with Ryder G? I don't even know who Ryder G is, my boy. Oh wait, I think he's the one that somebody had told me to scope out his content. I think I did. Oh no, I think I found the wrong person. I don't know. There was a guy that would work out. Is that him? I don't know if that was him or not. That's why I just didn't, like even reply back to that comment, because I was just like, I don't know if this is what people are talking about. Are you done with the vato ese gonna body fake YouTube? Now, I did scope out that video by Chemo Flix. Now, just to clarify though, I'm not saying that that's what the individual did, right? Because I don't know that to be the facts, right? But judging from what Chemo showed, right, it's kind of hard to deny it, right? But what I said is that, this was a long time ago, right? There's this sports channel that I follow, right? And he was talking about another content creator who covers the NBA as well, and that that the individual lies about his subs and everything, and that he bought a fake plaque, and then the individual proceeded to show how you're able to do it, and he showed all these different websites where they sell them. You can even get them at Walmart for $26, which I was like, this was before I even followed any of these genres or found any of the genres. This is before I even made videos myself, right? um so it's funny that he brought that up years later, right? And I'm just like, what the hell? Because like I would never picture individuals to go to that length, but it doesn't surprise me though. Because at the time I'm like, why would he do that though? Meaning the sports guy. Because I don't know if they were competing with each other. I really don't know the background between those two guys' beefs or whatever the fuck, but I just found that shit entertaining though. I was just like, wow, if he really did that, then that's pretty sad. But then when Kimo brought it up on his, it just reminded me of that. That shit was funny. We don't fuck with Blue Devil. I'm assuming because of the relationship with High Power Camp. No, isn't Blue Devil? Wasn't he a part of Mad Glock or the Snapper Camp? I think Blue Devil was like cool with like Snapper and those guys from the like Little Yogi and those guys, you know, and they were beefing it with High Power. Program time. And our boy's brother from Fontana. Why do brother don't get along with Blue Devils? All right. Yeah, okay, so that's understandable, right? I would see why he would feel some type of way. So it's like street beef related. You think that there's man and woman? I've noticed that. Well, now see, like different city. You talk about the world. It's all fucked up. I don't know, bro. With what we have right now as our leader, it's very difficult to say because Donald Trump is just an individual who is so that you can't predict what he's gonna do. The motherfucker's just so random. You get what I'm saying? Like he just does whatever the fuck he feels like he can do, right? Like it's crazy, right? And I bring that up because when we're talking about the world, right? America plays a big part in all of that, right? Um, a big dynamic, right, when it comes to the world's politics. Shit, the fact that it shaped a lot of the world's politics, right? The scandalous way, but it nonetheless. And just right now with other countries and the beef that they're having and the whole Israel and Palestine and India and Pakistan and Russia and Ukraine and you know what I mean, it's like, and then China getting close to Taiwan and fucking I could see a whole lot of shit is about to crack off when you have that many fucking countries at odds with each other. Everybody tries to be the saviors, and then then they make other different enemies, and then you're already going to feel another big ass war coming, right? When everybody starts being in bed with each other. And for what? Nothing. It's like, fuck, 2 world wars and people still haven't learned shit. Sad. Programa Tiempo. Chalucas, you're not on game. I'm down to buy. Whoopsie. Then your load. Oh, bullshit. I'm tired of picking fruits. What's wrong with picking fruits? Too many wannabe sureños. Where on YouTube you can't be. There's no such thing as Southerners on YouTube or Northerners. There's only people with channels. That's it. Because the politics is not on the internet, right? Like somebody can't come and speak in behalf of anybody but themselves. You know what I mean? So there's no such thing as Southern channels. There's only now individuals could be from those sites and those politics, right? But that doesn't mean that their channel that's what their channel is, right? Their channel is just their channel. That's it. They don't even have the right to speak in behalf of their neighbors. They're gonna have the right to speak in behalf of the South. You get what I mean? Picking fruits. Do you think some people are more likely to get hurt in a fight very badly compared to some? Do you think some people are likely to get hurt in a fight compared to some people? What do you mean some people will get hurt in a fight badly compared to some people? Did he be behind run? He got them oil? Then we can't outrun him, bro. He'll be too slippery. Because why do some people die from getting hit and getting their head? Some people like why do some people die like when they get hit like once and that's it? You never know, bro. Anytime you throw a punch to somebody, that punch could potentially kill the person. Like people truly don't know what's gonna happen once that punch makes contact, right? Like they don't know how that person's gonna react or what's gonna happen. He could fall, he could hit his head, and that could be it. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna fucking get arrested for murder. Right? Even though that wasn't your intent, right? But like that's why people say to avoid the violence and everything, because you truly don't know what's gonna happen once it's all said and done, right? And then you have to live with the consequences, right? Some people really don't think that the situation was gonna end the way it ends, right? But like I said, that's why you gotta fucking really think shit through before you do it, right? Because you're gonna have to live with them consequences. Do you think Gunner buys subscribers? I believe he does. Now, in my personal opinion, do I believe that he does? Yes, I do. Now, am I saying that that's what he did or does? I'm not saying that because I don't have evidence of that, right? But that's just what I think. These are just merely my opinions. I'm not saying that's what he does. I'm saying that's what I think he does. But either way, it's irrelevant. Only reason I brought it up on the Chemo Flicks thing is because I remembered about that that YouTuber that had did the video, and back then I was like, nah, I don't think somebody would really do that, right? But then when he put up, everything and how people could buy it, I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, why? Like, it just reminded me of that shit. That shit was just funny. Because, like I said, this was before I even had a channel, so I didn't really feel like why would somebody do that? Trump, pardon the rapper, be a young boy and also gang leader over gangster disciples. What? Isn't Trump the one that's always talking about how these people need to be punished and these gangsters and all that? You know what this really sounds like? It's starting to sound like Trump is just trying to get some people on his side. He's trying to get people to fucking like him. That's why he's partying. These kind of people are the best people to pardon when we're talking about, getting certain individuals to now fuck with you, right? The people that held some type of status, right? Because I know that he also pardoned these fucking, what is it? They had a TV show or some shit like that, some reality TV show. He pardoned them as well, right? Because they were locked up for fucking tax evasion and fucking fraud and all this other shit. So to me, it just seems like Trump is trying to get a bunch of people to be like, that's right, Trump a real one. Because people are starting to see, hey, what the fuck, man? You say you were gonna make America great again, and we ain't seen shit. Free Sean Combs. Board right though. Best friendships fly away as soon as individuals get into separate hoods. Oh yeah. I know what he was talking about that because I went through that as well, right? And it is what it is, right? People make their stands, they pick their sides, and they just, and then from there they just gotta live with that outcome, you know. Because like I said, nobody's bigger than the program, and you chose to side with that program, they chose to side with the other program, and it is what it is. Imagine if Trump is a high profile prison organization member who is in the feds. Yeah, man. He would look like a fucking hypocrite, but where would you rate on greatest MCs of all time? Because you have told me you enjoy his beat selection and his rapping too. He has, you know, um, he's one of the ones that could rap. What I put him? I don't know. It's really hard to like rate a bunch of like rappers, right? Like on the all time, right? Because like there's so many good ones. It's just like it's difficult to just pick like the top 10, right? Because then a lot of good people are gonna get left out, and it's like, fuck, man, like. That's why if you hear everybody's all-time greatest top five, everybody's always top five because they always mention different names, right? And it's like I remember I seen that on ESPN, right, when they talked about basketball. Like, okay, well, they made them now, on the board pick the top five, right? And they couldn't decide who to leave in and who to leave out. And it's like, well, yeah, because you motherfuckers are always saying that everybody's top five. Did you like Red Dead Redemption? Didn't that's the best story ever or watch? Is it? My channel will be about. Yes, I know they are. But why? Like, people should just, what's wrong with uploading like yourself though? Well, like, speaking yourself though. You know what I'm saying? Trump turned the government into the first galactic. What about the homies from the trip? On the president homies that don't pay being cool with individuals from rival gangs, even though that happened. I don't know. I never see that happen. Oh, I'll avoid the personal hate. Have you seen Jesse? Who, Wolfie? No, I haven't. ¿Qué onda, hombre? I'm late. Like, we chilling, my boy. We chilling. Ya sabes, aquí nomás. What are your thoughts on someone who wants to join a radio but not put in any work? Would they? Oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, everybody's got to put in work, my boy. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just join the neighborhood and not put in work. You know what I mean? That's just that doesn't make any sense. Like, then why join the neighborhood? You know what I mean? That just it just doesn't make any sense like that. Like, individuals that join neighborhoods is because they want to cause the destruction and hatred. You know what I mean? Um, that's one of the reasons of why they gravitate to that. So it would be dumb if a person gravitated to that but doesn't have that type of animosity or anger. You get me? The two just don't go together, right? Meaning, as in, like, individuals are just gonna oppress you, right? And then you're gonna become the target. But like I said, you will get nothing out of it either way. I just want the YouTube money. Fuck the fame. I feel you. Well, you can still get your money and put yourself out there, bro. Like, that's what YouTube is for. YouTube is to make money, right? Um, See, now where it becomes an issue is that if you come on here and say that that's not what you're about, right? But that's actually what you're about, right? Like, it's always people, call out people. It's always because they say one thing, but it's their actions are completely the opposite of what they say. You know, like, if people were just to be honest with their motives, nobody would have issues. People used to tell me I look like a TV show. See, they were teasing me because I don't know a TV show, Jesse. I don't know that TV show. The hood is full. Oh, Wheaties. Shut up. It happened to someone I know who was cool with little boys and fools felt some type of way. Then why have them around though? See, that just doesn't make any sense. And, like, if you know that this individual hangs with these people, then why have him around then? If you feel some type of way, then that just doesn't make any sense. Like, I just wouldn't have that person around. The barrio is crazy. You get caught slipping and that's it. Facts, bro. Every time you get caught slipping, best believe that potentially could be your last day breathing. Because that's exactly what it is. That's why you get nothing out of it. It's better to stay in school and get your money right. I heard some black hoods have people who are in neighborhoods but don't really put in work. Their neighborhoods allow it, and they allow it, and they know that these individuals don't put in no work. I don't, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't belong to a black neighborhood, right? But I find that very hard to believe though, because I don't see how that would be accepted though. I just don't see how individuals would just tolerate that though, because then that doesn't make any sense. And why is he even from the hood then? Like, why have him in the hood then? Like, you get me? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. And why? Like, clearly, if this fool don't want to put in no work, then he can't be trusted with none of the neighborhood's, inner workings, right? Because, I mean, he's a scary ass fool then, right? So if he gets questioned by the cops, then he's most likely gonna tell. So why the fuck are we gonna have somebody like that around? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, why entrust this individual with any type of information if he's not down? Then, if he gets picked up by the Huda, then he's spilling the beans on everybody, bro. So I don't see a neighborhood being that stupid and allowing that kind of shit. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, at all, at all. Why are those cincos? Usually that's at night. Well, it's actually at any time, right? It could happen anytime. Want to know some cool fact? Shit. Jesse is a Disney TV show. All right. Don't act like the barrio is full of righteous fools. Yeah, that is true though. Every neighborhood has individuals that are weenies, that are snitches, and that are, this, is, and that. And every neighborhood has individuals that are rioters and down. You know what I mean? Yeah, they exist in every neighborhood. Yeah, that's facts. That is facts. But individuals won't know that until, the time presents itself, right? Because every dog has their day. So the days will come when you actually get to see, individuals, fold. That's to be expected. Because there's individuals that just try to fit in. Uh, Anybody, even some gamers have some more. My name's Shadow. I said mine for another Cali. What are your thoughts on knowing the homeboys up north showing him paperwork on his friend? What? Chito. Ignoring the homeboys up north showing him paperwork on his friend. What do you mean, like showing him paperwork on his friend? Like him knowing that that an individual's no good and he's still hanging around with him, or it was a long time ago. Órale. ¿Qué rollos con el pollo? They think just because I look like another famous. But those are people that really don't have any jokes though. Like the only Indian person that they could think of, and that just becomes a joke. Yeah, it's kind of like just because they see a bald person, they automatically just call them Mr. Clean. Like ah ah ha ha ha. Like those are just, I don't know. I don't find those kind of jokes funny. Those are just lazy jokes. I'm just like, vote for Pedro, sí, señor. Did you guys know that snails have a taste and I did not know that, but that's actually quite interesting if it's actually true. Have you heard of the fools getting put on one putting Holly and not remembering any of it? Have you ever had some fools getting put on and putting in work on the Holly? Yes, that's why it's not good to do it when individuals are drunk. What do you think about Adam 16 firing Almighty for using the? Did he? Why? If Adam allows all the stupid shit that happens on his channel. See, this is the thing that's just blows my mind about Adam, is that he creates this type of work environment. This is the type of shit that he pushes, right? The type of shit that he's always peddling, and then when shit gets real and shit actually happens, then all of a sudden he's mad and and wants to take action, and it's like, well, bro, I mean, you kind of just made it like these individuals felt like they had the right to do whatever the fuck they want, right? Because that's the type of environment you created. So why are you bitching now? Yes, he was made aware of paperwork on his friend snitching, and he chose to ignore that because it was real. By despite the paperwork being legit, and paperwork is, I don't know, bro. That is just a trip. I mean, if I was him, I mean, if it's brought by a northerner, I would still question it, right? But I would, I would take it upon myself to actually go and look it up myself now. You know what I mean? And if there's any truth to it, then it would be like, yeah, you know. Well, you already know that it doesn't have to be mentioned on the internet, but yeah, you already know. Just the way it is, bro. You don't get to pick and choose, right? And especially because of individuals like that, right, who are always putting stuff out there, especially in their music, right? Like, fuck these snitches and these snitches, and then you're hanging around with snitches. It's just that's just as bad as being a snitch and calling other people snitches. Like, bro, if you snitch, you don't get to call somebody else a snitch, bro. That's just like, what is wrong with people? Elboy Rock, signers before the yes. Now, orale, do you hear about Nipsey Hussle's having bad charges. It was revealed 2 days ago. He never pled guilty, though. He is innocent, so he's innocent. I never heard of that. And why is this getting put out now? Now that he's dead, he doesn't even get to like tell his story. I mean, if somebody really is bad, then people out there know of this information, right? And you know, did you guys know that Donald Trump needs to wear? Because how much coke he does. No, I don't know about that one, bro. I mean, it could be potentially true, right? But I'm not gonna go ahead and say that I actually believe that, right? But like I said, I mean, I like the individual, but some stuff is just like, well, I don't know about that one. I mean, it could be true, right? But of course, self-reflection is a must. Mm-hmm. Right, but yeah, as soon as I would get wind of that, though, I would definitely, do my due diligence, and see, like what's happening, because if it is real, I mean, you'll be able to get your hands on it, right? Especially, being from the South, you'll be able to get your hands on it, and it won't be hard. It actually will be quite easy. It's actually kind of weird that he wouldn't have had any knowledge of this already, right? Especially if you're tapped in, So I don't know. That's kind of strange, they. Because either something's happening, either you're not tapped in, or you're just choosing to play the part of you don't know. And both of those are not good. In his case, Combat Raider was allowed back on No Jumper today. Was he? Damn. See, I don't know. Adam's just weird, bro. Hey, anything for views, I guess. Song Hard Street Block goes hard. Oh, gracias. I appreciate that, my boy. Adam will tell Icon and Operator to do a pod together to fight. Yeah, he likes. That's the kind of shit he likes to do, bro. That's the kind of environment he likes to make. Anything for views, bro. But then if it gets out of hand and he's betting, and now he's getting, hit with, YouTube coming at his channel there, then all of a sudden he's mad and, this and that. And it's like, bro, what did you expect with your goofy ass? Can I shoot? Email? Yeah, shoot it, my boy. My bad, that was dumb. If YouTube ever takes down a channel, you can use the same name backwards. Serio? This guy here, what is this? We just chilling, my boy. We just chop it up, but my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it, but it was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.